Today, let's talk about the hidden truth of motivation. How can we cash into the currency of motivation? These days, wherever I go, people are detoxing from some addiction, usually a sugar addiction. I hear them say, I've given up sugar because I realize that I'm allergic to it. But there are times I just have to have a chocolate coated cupcake. I know this resonates with so many of us. These addictive behaviors that make life so difficult, that we want to give up, but we cannot. So, what makes an addiction so urgent? Simple, because satisfying any urge gives us an instant high. We love the pleasurable feeling and we want more. What we probably don't know is that every time we give in to an urge, it's like a reward. The body says, aha, that's a good feeling, and so here's the reward. Now, who doesn't want to feel good? The fun begins when we want more and more and more. Then it's an addiction. And it's like any other, whether it's a cake or shopping or alcohol or social media. Now, this reward is a neurotransmitter in the brain that is released to give us pleasure. And this neurotransmitter is dopamine, which travels down and feeds that reward pathway in the brain. And Dr. Huberman, who is a renowned neuroscientist, gives us a very good example. He says that when you decide on a positive action, like, say, exercising every day, and you do that with a feeling of commitment, and you say, yes, I'm going to do it, and the intention is good too, you begin to secrete tiny bits of dopamine in the brain, just with that commitment. Then you take a subsequent action like deciding on a training schedule, that I'll do it for this long at this time or whatever. And the brain gets fed with a little more. And then you take another action, like getting ready with your walking gear or exercise gear and your shoes, etc. And there's another boost of dopamine. It's like a reward or a motivation supplement. The encouragement that the brain gives you to help you to continue an action that gives you pleasurable sensations. The brain is geared for reward, and like anything else, it wants more reward. But as always, there's a flip side. A blanket increase in dopamine doesn't trigger an increase in happiness, always. It's not like a happiness pill. This isn't the answer to a consistently happy life. We need dopamine like a car needs petrol. But if you fill your car with petrol until it's pouring out of the windows, it wouldn't help your car run any smoother or faster, would it? It's a double-edged blade, this dopamine. Motivation is a two-part process. We need to understand that. It is about balancing pleasure and pain. And dopamine is responsible basically for wanting anything and craving. It narrows our focus to the thing that we crave. And it stays there as long as we want it to. There's no good and bad for dopamine. It will give you what you like. So if you like to work out, it will motivate you to do just that. If you like to smoke, it will motivate you to smoke. It will say, you usually have a cigarette at 10 o'clock. Well, have it now. So it's important to understand that whether it is junk food or clickbait or vying for more and more likes on social media, our brain is exploited. and it becomes addictive because it feeds the same reward pathway as does cocaine or any hard drug. So the end goal is a brain reset for a decluttered, more focused brain. An unplugging is needed, like a stimulation fasting, a brain detox, if you like. It's like a relief and a cleansing for the whole system. What we need is a lifestyle change, like health conscious eating, a better diet, better sleep, less stress, and refraining from activities that stem from any kind of compulsion or impulsive behavior. That will help you begin to feel more centered and balanced. It will also help you to experience clarity of thought and a sharper memory, and so much more quality time to focus on things that you really want to do. In short, you'll get more mindful. And that is the reward of dopamine and of motivation in the right place at the right time. Cheers for now. Let's talk soon again.
That was this week's episode for the Cellular Alchemist podcast with spiritual psychologist Ritu Malhotra. Don't forget to follow the podcast and join us next week for yet another episode. Thank you for listening.